Hello, I'm Liz. I'm delighted that you've joined me for some yoga today. So I'm a qualified Hatha Yoga teacher and I'm going to bring you a 1-hour yoga class consisting of a short dynamic warm-up and some preparatory stretches, followed by the physical asanas, the postures of yoga. I'll try and show variations to take you from a beginner through to a more advanced level if you choose to do them. And then we'll finish off with some guided relaxation, some Yoga Nidra. So as ever, please just listen to your own bodies, take the postures as far as feels comfortable and correct for you. If you have any underlying health conditions or you are expecting a baby, there are just some extra precautions to take, and please reach out for some further guidance on those, as I'm not there to speak to you face to face. Also, please ensure that your environment in which to practice yoga is nice and safe, with a non-slip floor and no trip hazards. So let's get on to the class, and thank you for joining me. If you could let me know you're there with either a thumbs up or a heart, be much appreciated, and I won't feel that I'm talking to myself for too long. Namaste. Let's just start then with our dynamic warm-up. So we're just going to pedal our feet, coming up onto the toes, just pedaling from one foot through to the other, warming up our feet, starting to ground our feet, starting to warm up our legs. And then just adding a shoulder shrug, taking one shoulder at a time, up, back and down, relaxing the shoulders. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose if you can. Stay with that movement if that's enough for your shoulders, or take your hands up to your shoulders and circle your elbows. If that's enough for you, stay there, or we can go into full arm circles if you don't have any issues with your shoulders. Still pedaling the feet and warming up the upper back and across the shoulders. Lovely. And then we're going to take the feet out just over hip distance apart and just start to take our weight from one foot to the other, relaxing the shoulders down and letting the arms just swing like a pendulum with a very gentle twist. As you warm up, you may feel you want to take that a little further into a twist. Just listen to your own bodies. Lovely, and then bringing the feet together, we're just going to bend the knees, coming down towards the floor, up to your shoulders, reaching up through your fingertips onto your toes, only if you want to. Do this in your own time. Take the movements as far as you want to. Just gently warming up. Lovely. And then taking the feet back hip distance apart, just start to feel your feet really grounding down. Take your weight into the sides of your feet, your toes, the sides, the heels, and start some nice hip circles. Making those movements as large as you can, feeling your feet grounding, feeling your hips and your lower back, warming up and gently stretching. We're like weebles, we wobble but we don't fall down. Nicely grounded, roots growing out of our feet. And then take that movement in the other direction. Nice big hip circles. Put your hands on your hips if you want to really feel that rotation. Lovely. And then we're going to take the feet out a little wider. We're just staying upright in the body, just starting to bend into those knees, just as much as is comfortable for you. And then we're going to take the arms out like a cactus. We're going to start to reach up with victory arms, just warming ourselves up. Lovely. And in jazz hands if you want to, reaching up. As you squeeze down, try and bring the shoulder blades a little together. Feel that stretch. Last one. Lovely. So nicely warmed up now. We're just going to come into some preparatory stretches. So just breathing the arms up if you can. And then we're going to drop the arm on one side, bend the knees, push the pelvis forward, breathe in, and as you breathe out, you're just reaching over, stretching up out of your hip, reaching up and over. And breathe those arms back up to centre. Breathe in nice and tall. Drop the other arm, bend the knees, push the pelvis forward, breathe out, over we go. Feeling that lovely stretch. Then breathing back to centre. Breathe in nice and tall, reaching up. Bend the knees, push the hips forward, just lift your chest to the ceiling if that's enough for you. Or if you feel strong, you can come back into a back bend, only looking up if your neck is strong. Then breathe back up tall. And as you breathe out, drop your arms, and you can either just walk your hands forward into a half forward bend, looking up ahead of you. And if that's enough for you, stay there. Or breathe in to prepare, and as you breathe out, keeping length in your spine, coming down into a forward fold, and just relaxing there. If your hands don't come to the floor, that's fine. You might like to hold opposite elbow, and just try and hang there like a rag doll. Imagine a piece of invisible thread lifting up out of your hips to the ceiling, and let your upper back just relax and dangle, the weight of your head pulling out any tension in your neck. And then breathe in, look up, chin down, put your locks on if you want to, drawing your belly button back to your spine, and bring yourself upright, vertebrae by vertebrae, and circle your shoulders at the top. Breathe both arms back up again, one hand on top of the other. Breathe in tall to prepare, bend the knees, push the pelvis forward, and over we go for a stretch. Breathe back up tall, bend the knees, push the pelvis forward, breathe out and stretch. Breathe back up tall, and again either just lifting your chest to the ceiling, but only coming back if your back is strong. Bend the knees, push the hips forward. As you breathe out, come back into a back bend, compressing the spine. Carefully come back up, and then walk the hands back down the legs into a forward bend, either just half or full. This time bring your weight more into your toes. And just dangle there like a rag doll. If you want to, breathe in to prepare, breathe out, bend one leg, focusing that stretch in a straight leg. And then breathe in, take that leg back to straight. Breathe out, bend the other leg. Really feeling that stretch gently. Breathe that leg back to centre. Look up, chin down, dangling up, vertebrae by vertebrae. With your head being the last thing to come up. And circle your shoulders at the top. Lovely. Then we're going to breathe in, open out our arms, lift your chest to the ceiling, only looking up if your neck is strong. And as we breathe out, hug the air forward, cross it the wrists, drop your head. Breathe in, open up. Breathe out, hug it forward. Breathe in, open up. Last one, breathe out, hug it forward. So then we're going to come into our first posture, which is Tadasana, mountain position. I'm going to really focus on our yogic breath in this position. So I'm going to just start by looking at that in a little bit more depth first of all. So you want your big toes parallel and facing forward. And you can either have your feet as close together as is comfortable for you and parallel, or you can take your heels out further away from each other. Completely up to you. So before we go into the full position of Tadasana, we're just going to get in touch with our yogic breath. So just pop your hands on your abdomen and see if you can start to feel your belly inflate. So try and take your breath really deeply down into your belly. So you push those hands forward. So you start gently at first. You might not be used to this diaphragmatic breathing. Breathing in through the nose, pushing that belly out. We spent all these years sucking our bellies in. Now we're pushing them out. So breathing in, pushing those hands away. Breathing out, letting everything soften and sink. Now you're going to take your hands to the outside of the ribs. And as you breathe in, you're still inflating the belly. And then you're focusing on that breath coming up, widening your rib cage. As you breathe out, let everything soften and sink. The ribs go down, the belly goes down. Breathe in, inflate the belly. Inflate the ribs. Breathe out, everything softens and sinks. Belly button draws back to spine. And one last time, breathing in. Lovely. And then bring your hands up to the top of your chest. So again, you might just hold onto your collarbones, fill up your belly first, expand your ribs, draw that breath, filling your chest right up to your collarbones. Hold it for a couple of heartbeats, and then breathe out, emptying your lungs. Drawing your ribs back in, squeezing your belly back in, and inflate again. Taking a full yogic breath, and letting it go. So now we're in touch with our breathing. Let's fully go into Tadasana. Take your shoulders up to your ears, and then relax them down. Your hands lie loosely by your sides, your palms might face forward. And feel the strength of this position. Your head's being pulled up to the ceiling by an invisible string. Your feet are growing roots down through the earth. You're feeling really grounded. You might like to close your eyes for a moment and just take a couple of those full yogic breaths in this position. Breathing in, inflating your belly, inflating your rib cage, right up through your chest. And as you breathe out, let everything empty, soften and sink. And open your eyes if you've closed them. And on the next in-breath, just take your arms up. Relax at the shoulders, draw your arms back into upward salute. If you want to, if your neck is strong, you can take your gaze up towards your thumb. But reach through those fingertips, trying to touch the ceiling in upward salute. Take a couple of breaths in this position. Full yogic breath, reaching through those fingertips. And on your next out breath, just drop your arms, pushing the air away. And circle your shoulders at the top. Well done. Lots of nice fresh oxygen going into our bodies. So now we're going to bring our feet hip distance apart. I'm going to breathe our arms up just above our shoulders as if we're carrying a very precious box towards our eye level. And then we're going to just push our bottom back and away from us as if you're bowing. When your bow takes you as far as it's going to go today, breathe in, and as you breathe out, just sit down towards your invisible chair. And you can drop your arms at any time if you need to. If you want some more support, just bring your arms to your lap. If not, we're keeping them raised. We're trying to keep them above shoulder height. And if you want to, see if you can sink down a little more into that invisible chair. And then we're going to breathe our arms into the centre. And as we breathe out, we're twisting at the waist and coming around just as far as is comfortable for you. Getting a lovely twist. And then we're breathing ourselves back to centre. And as we breathe out, we're twisting around in the other direction, feeling that twist. Remembering that you can come out of this at any time if you need to. Keep breathing. Then breathe in back to centre and gently come up, vertebrae by vertebrae. And you might like to bring your arms all the way up. A big stretch through those fingertips, and then bringing the arms back down again and circling your shoulders. Lovely. So we're now going to come out into a wide-legged position. So you're coming towards your leg length. So yoga's about the journey, not the destination. But if you were ever wondering what your leg length is, you can just bring yourself down over one knee, reach the other leg away, and that's what you're working towards. Just listen to your own bodies and do what's comfortable for you. So our feet are parallel with our toes facing forward. Lovely. We're going to breathe our arms up to shoulder height, and we're going to reach through the fingertips as if we're trying to reach the opposite walls. And then we're going to turn the foot out on this side 90 degrees. Reach through those fingertips. See if it's comfortable for your body, for your hips and your shoulders to remain facing forward. It might not be, and that's absolutely fine. Just do what feels right for you. And then we're going to take our gaze over that out-turned foot. Breathing in to prepare. As we breathe out, we're just bending that knee bringing it forward so it's over your ankle. Check that you can still see your toes. Draw the knee back slightly towards your little toe. All the time reaching through those fingertips. We're in warrior, strong position, strong as a warrior. Remembering any time if you need to drop your arms you can, and if you need to come out of this position you can. But if you're comfortable there for a moment more, we're going to turn the palms to face forward, and we're just going to windmill over on an out breath towards that bent knee. And you might just want to come down to the knee, or you may want to come all the way to the floor. Just listen to your own bodies. And this shoulder is back with the arms stacked above it. Keep breathing in that position, and then breathe in. Bring yourself back up again. And if you want to, you can take that all the way over on an out breath to a side bend. And coming back up again, gently walking your feet together and shaking that through for a moment. Well done. Lots of strong warriors out there. That's wonderful. So going to the other side now. So back into your wide leg position. Feet are parallel and facing forward. And then we're turning the foot out on the other side, 90 degrees. Seeing if it's comfortable for our own bodies to square our hips and our shoulders back up centre, but not worrying about it if that doesn't suit our bodies. Breathing our arms up to shoulder height, reaching through those fingertips as if you're trying to touch the opposite walls. Taking your gaze out over that out-turned foot, breathing in to prepare and breathing out, bending that knee, checking in that you can still see your toes, that your knee is stacked above your ankle, and drawing the knee slightly back towards your little toe. Reaching through those fingertips, being an active warrior. Keep breathing in that position. Coming out of it at any time if you need to, but if you're comfortable there, turning your palms to face forward. Breathing in to prepare, and as you breathe out, just windmilling over, as if you're trying to get the remote control from down the back of the sofa. There's not much space. Trying to keep your body upright and the arms stacked above the shoulder. If that's enough for you, just stay at the knee, or if you want to, you can come down towards the floor. Keep breathing in that position, and then gently bring yourself back up again. And we just windmill that over, turning the hand and coming into a gentle side bend. Lovely. Coming back up and shaking that through. Well done. So we're going to do one last wide leg position now. So again, back into that position, feet are parallel facing forward. And we're just going to link our fingers, if we can, behind our backs. Let those arms just drop away from you. And it's probably enough for many of us just to breathe in, and as we breathe out, just lift our chest to the ceiling in a very gentle back bend. If you want to take that a step further and your back is strong, you can breathe in. As you breathe out, push your hips a little forward and come over a little more, only taking your head back if your neck is strong. Lovely. We're going to breathe ourselves back up again. And as we breathe out, we're going to bring that forward into a half forward fold. Dropping your arms at any time if you want to, holding on to your lap, bringing your arms forward if you want to. But if your arms are comfortably behind you, you might like to see if you can take that a little further, raising those arms, bringing your head down towards the floor, only if it's appropriate for you. And then breathe in to prepare. As you breathe out, just coming back up. And all the way over. Lovely. And shaking that through. So we're going to move on to a balance now. If you'd like to come to a wall, you can either have your back to a wall or you can be holding on to a wall, whichever you feel is appropriate for you. So we're just going to start off by grounding the foot on this side. So we're just going to put that foot down, keep the heel down and raise the toes. Imagine clawing those toes a bit like a monkey and replacing that foot down. Feel it grounding into the earth. And then to help with your balance, you can also start to focus on your core, putting your belly button back towards your spine if that's appropriate for you. And the last thing that will really help your balance is finding something to focus on that isn't moving, to set a soft gaze on your vrishti to help with your balance. And then we're going to take the weight into that standing leg, and you can either just bring the other foot forward on the toe if that's enough for you, if you've got challenges with your balance, or if it's appropriate for you, you can raise that knee. If you'd like to, you can hug that knee gently towards you, and you might like to point your toes down towards the floor and circle one way and then the other. Lovely. And then we're just going to see if we can take that knee out to the side. If you want to, you can raise this hand with Gaya Mudra hands. You can pop this hand on too and take your gaze up. But any variation of this is fine. And gently coming out of that. And we'll start to bring the weight now onto the opposite leg. Rocking up onto the heel, splaying the toes, replacing, making that little bit of a monkey foot. Really feeling that foot, putting roots down to the ground to help with our balance. Drawing our belly buttons back to our spine, setting our focus on something that will help with our balance. And either just taking that other leg forward onto the toe, you're still balancing like that, and just stay there if that's enough for you. Or if you want to, you can raise that knee, and you can hug that knee towards if you want to, circling the ankle one way and then the other, with the toes pointed down towards the floor. Lovely. If you want to take that a little step further, take that knee out to the side. If you want to, you can raise this hand. So Gaya Mudra is the thumb and the index finger together, raising that hand. And you can take your gaze up towards that hand if you want to. And then gently coming out of that. And give yourself a little shake through. Going to do one more balance now. So we come into tree. So you're going to start to ground the foot down on this side, rock back on the heel, replace that foot. Bring your weight into that leg. Take the knee out to the side, and then just start to draw the toe in towards the ankle. And just stay there if that's enough for you. You'll feel your ankle making all those little micro adjustments to help with your balance. So that's absolutely fine to stay there. Or you can take that foot onto the inside of your calf, the inside of the thigh or the front of your thigh, anywhere except with any pressure on your knee. And then bring your hands into Gaya Mudra hands. Push through the heels of your hands to lift your chest slightly. Try and bring that knee back. Use your core, drawing your belly button back to your spine. Use your gaze to help with your balance. You'll be doing the same movement with your toe on the floor if that's enough for you. And of course you can come to a wall. If you want to, breathe your arms up. Drop the shoulders back and down. Lift your chest to the ceiling. Open the branches of the tree if you want to. Have it flutter in the breeze. If you want to test your balance a little further. Balancing really helps clear our minds. We've got to focus on not falling over. So we can't worry about other things when we're in this precarious position. And when you're ready, just bring yourself gently down and shake that through. Well done. I'm sure there are some beautiful trees. I wish I could see them. So now start to bring your weight into the foot on the opposite side now, grounding it down. Helping with your balance, drawing your core in, bring your belly button back to your spine. Take your knee out to the side. Draw that toe in towards the ankle. And just stay there if that's enough for you. You can still do all the other things with your toe down. That's absolutely fine. And you're getting all the benefits of balancing. Or take your foot to the inside of your calf, the inside of your thigh, or the front of your thigh. But no direct pressure on your knee. That's quite damaging. So the knee is back and open if you can, pushing into the heels of your hand, lifting your chest to the ceiling. Beautiful. If you want to, you can raise those arms or your branches up. Relax the shoulders down. Lift your chest a little if you want to. And opening your branches. Having a little sway in the spring breeze if you want to. So we might be trees coming out in our spring blossoms now. Just having a little flutter in the breeze. And coming out of this whenever you want to. Just gently down to the floor and shaking that through. So our next movement is going to take us to the floor. So feel free to come to that position sooner rather than later if it's appropriate for you. But what we're going to do is just take our feet turned out to the side with the heels in, around about just over your hip distance apart if that's comfortable for you. And then we're just going to reach with our arms and make some nice big circles. And then imagine sweeping our arms out. And then continuing with this kind of freestyle movement, we're just going to start to bend our knees and start to think about bringing ourselves towards the floor with some sweeping movements. As I say, come to a seated position whenever you're ready. That's where we're ending up. But if you want to take a little more time getting there, and just feel that movement as large as you can, stretching your body. And then bring yourself down into a seated position and get yourselves comfortable. In this seated position, I'd just like you to come into bound angle or butterfly cobbler's pose. And we're going to bring the soles of our feet together. And you can either just bring your feet back closer to your body, or you can walk your sit bones closer to your feet, or lift yourself. Just get as close to your heels as is comfortable for you. Then sit nicely upright, and we're gently pulsing our knees towards the floor, just like a butterfly gently fluttering its wings. So just pulse those knees down. Really good for our hips. A lovely stretch here. And then you might like to open the soles of your feet as if you're reading a book. Just readjust yourself. You might find that your elbows come towards your legs, and you can use a little bit of passive resistance just to try and take the knees down a little further towards the mat. Mine will never get there because they're full of arthritis, but it doesn't matter. I just focus on the journey, not the destination. And if you want to, you can breathe in nice and tall. And as you breathe out, just see if you can bring your chest a little closer to those feet. And only when you're down as far as you're going to go, you've got a nice long spine, then would you drop your head and relax. Just breathe into any areas of tightness and tension. That doesn't mean pain. Come out of it if anything causes you pain. But tightness and tension, just use your breath to take that away. And when you're ready, breathe in, look up, chin down, gently coming out of that. And we'll take our legs forward. Again, make sure you're sitting nicely upright on your sit bones. And then we're going to breathe our arms up, reaching all the way up to the ceiling. And as we breathe out, we're just bringing our chest down towards our legs. Heads up, looking ahead of us, keeping as much length as we can in our spines. Take a couple of breaths there. Let your body understand that this stretch is appropriate for it today. You're not trying to do yourself any harm. And after a couple of seconds, you might find that you can breathe it again. And as you breathe out, see if you come down a little further, a little closer to your legs. And when you're down as far as you're going to go, then relax your head in this seated forward bend. Breathe in, look up towards your feet. Breathe out, gently walk yourself back again. And then we're going to just bend the foot, bend the knee even, and bring the foot up. Either on the same side of your leg, or you can cross it over, whichever feels appropriate for you to sit nice and upright. And then we're going to take the arm and wrap it around that knee, so the arm on the same side as the leg. So you could either have your arm just wrapped like this, or you might find that you can take the elbow to the opposite side, whichever feels appropriate for you. The other heel of the hand is coming in close to your hip, and you're sitting nicely upright. And breathe in to prepare, and as you breathe out, just twisting around. Feeling that nice twist in the body, trying to look over your shoulder if you can. Stay there for a couple of breaths, and then breathe in to prepare, and as you breathe out, just float your head around the other way, so getting a double twist. And breathe in back to centre, and gently unravel yourself. So same thing on the other side now. So foot comes up either on the same side as the leg, or you can cross it over if you want to. And the arm on the same side as the bent leg is either wrapping around, or it can come to the outside. Heel of the hand in close to the body, getting nice and upright. Breathing in to prepare, nice and tall. Breathing out, rotating around, trying to look back over your shoulder. Keep breathing in that position, feeling that twist of your internal organs. And staying as you are, breathe in to prepare, and as you breathe out, just taking your head around for a double twist. breathe back to centre and gently relax those down. So we've had a forward bend now, so we just need to have a little look at a backward bend. So just bring your feet up, hip distance apart, and take the heels of your hand behind you with the fingers pointing away from you. And then just breathe in, and as you breathe out, just lift your chest to the ceiling. And if that's enough for you, just stay there. Feel that very gentle back bend. If you'd like to take that a little further, you can breathe in to prepare and lift your hips. Coming into tabletop with your neck parallel to the floor and your hips in line with your knees. Lovely. Gently bring your tailbone back down to the floor, or come back into bound angle and just give ourselves another little flutter. Lovely. Then swing yourself around on your mats, so you've got the length of your mat. Feet are on the mat, hip distance apart. And we're just going to put our hands on our knees, breathe in and lift our chest to the ceiling. If you're able to, you're going to put your locks on your abdomen. You're going to bring your belly button back towards your spine on an out breath, and start to use some of your abdominal muscles to let you just lean back in this position. And you might just like to take a toe tap, if it's appropriate for you, lifting one leg and then the other. Stay there if that's enough for you, or if you want to, breathe in, breathe out, put your abdominal locks on and just bring your arms down by your sides. Continue with that toe tap if you would like to, or you can raise both legs into half boat. If you want to take that further, you can straighten those legs, making sure the locks are on your abdominals. And holding that position, keep breathing. If your back starts to take over, then come out of this. And then we'll take the legs back down and gently come back up. And then we're going to lie down onto our backs. So just take a couple of restorative breaths in that position, filling up your belly with air, drawing that breath up to your rib cage and up to your chest. And then as you exhale, letting everything soften and sink. And then we're just going to bend our legs and bring your knees up over your chest. And we're going to hug those legs towards us. So we're not interlocking our fingers because that raises our blood pressure. We're just hugging those legs. So as you breathe in to prepare, breathe out. Hug those legs towards you. And then release. Once more. Breathe in to prepare. As you breathe out, hug those legs towards you. Double wind relieving position. And then release. And then we're going to take our arms facing the floor, our shoulders are relaxed and down. You're going to breathe in to prepare, and then as you breathe out, you're just trying to twist your knees down towards the floor, whilst your shoulders remain down and your head is in the centre. And if your knees don't come to the floor, either use some blocks or some cushions, or ensure that your feet are down and your knees are up, so you're not raising your blood pressure. So you can do that, or you might want to put a block under your knee so you can relax your knees further. And then if you want to, breathe in, and as you breathe out, turn your head in the opposite direction. Feel your breath going into any areas of tension and tightness. If your knees are down and you want to take that further, you might like to straighten your legs and bring them towards the hand on the floor. Keep breathing in that position. If you have straightened your legs, bend the knees again. And breathe your knees back to the centre. And as you breathe out, take them down in the opposite direction. Keeping the shoulders down and relaxed. Feeling that lovely twist. And again, if your knees are not on the floor, either put a block under your knees or have your knees up a little but your feet down. Not to raise your blood pressure. If you want to, take your gaze in the opposite direction. And if you want to take that a step further, you can straighten the legs towards the hand. Lovely. If the legs are straight, bend them again. Breathe them back to centre. And I'm going to raise those feet up, flexing the toes towards your face. Pushing through the heels. Bring your arms down by your side. If you want to, you might like to pop your thumbs under your hips for a little bit of extra support. If not, they're just relaxed down at your side. You're drawing your toes back towards your face. Breathing in, as you breathe out, you're drawing your belly button back towards your spine. Putting your abdominal locks on. And then pushing through the heel, just start to lower one leg towards the floor, under control, on an out breath. If you want to, when you get to a couple of inches above the floor, just hover there for a few moments. And then if you want to, you can climb that leg back up again. Breathe in to prepare, put your locks on. Take the other foot towards the floor, under control. All the way down, or if you want to, just a couple of inches from the floor. Hover there for a moment, and then raise it back up again. And repeat that single leg raise if it's appropriate for you. If you need to, you can bend your knees at any time, if that helps you. If not, we're trying to keep a straight leg. And if you want to take this a step further, and your back is strong, going to breathe in to prepare, breathe out, put our locks on, put our toes back towards our face, and take both of our legs down, under control, towards the floor. Either all the way to the floor, or if you want to, a couple of inches from the ground. Hover there for a moment, and climb them back up again if you want to. And then one last time, breathing in to prepare, drawing the toes back towards your face, pulling your belly button back towards your spine, putting all your abdominal locks on, breathing out and gently lowering our legs. This time all the way to the floor. And then when you get there, totally flop. Let your feet go out to the corners of the room. Bring your arms down by your sides with the backs of your palms on the floor. And just take a couple of restorative breaths there, breathing all the way in through your nose and all the way out through your nose. Lovely. We're going to bring our feet back onto the mat with our knees bent. And we're just going to bring our knees up and see if we can draw some circles with our knees, giving our lower backs a bit of a massage one way and then the other. Lovely. And then if you can, you're going to reach through towards your feet. If you can get to your feet, you're in happy baby, and you might like just to rock from one side to the other. If you can't get to your feet, just hold your thighs. You can still do that same movement. Just a nice gentle rock from side to side, using our elbows as brakes. This has got to be one of the most dignified yoga positions, happy baby. And sometimes in class we do end up with people demonstrating still putting their toes in their mouths. Not recommended at the moment, probably. Lovely, having a nice little rock there from side to side. Now we're going to stretch those legs away from us, take our arms over our heads, point our toes away, point our fingers away, have a full body stretch. And then relaxing back down, arms at our side. And we're going to get ready to go into relaxation now. Get yourself into a comfortable position. If relaxation pose, Shavasana, is appropriate for you, lying on your back with your arms relaxed down at your side, the backs of your hands in contact with the floor, and your feet flopping out to the corners of the room. And start to bring your attention to your breath. Simply observing it, not counting or controlling, but breathing in and out through your nose if you can. If thoughts pop into your head, that's fine. Just choose not to engage with them now. Instead, just imagine observing them, popping them onto a cloud, and as you breathe out, watch them drift away. Take a nice deep breath in and relax. You're perfectly safe, perfectly calm. Relax. Choose a golden light on your favourite colour and imagine it above your head like a wave of relaxation. Allow it to wash over you from the crown of your head down through all the muscles of your face and your jaw as they all relax. It flows down your neck, lengthening and softening your discs and vertebrae. As your neck releases its tension to the floor, dip your chin slightly if you want to, lengthen your neck and relax. The wave of relaxation now crosses your shoulders, going down both your arms into the fine bones of your wrists and hands, and relax, relax. Visualize the relaxation now going across your chest, through your rib cage, down into your tummy and abdomen, and relax. See the relaxation washing down your spine, vertebrae by vertebrae, lengthening and softening, releasing any tension on your discs and nerves, and relax. Relaxation now going across your hips, through your pelvis, down both your legs, all the way down to your feet, as they flop and yield any tension into the floor. Relax, relax. You're now filled with your relaxation in whichever colour you've chosen, from your head to your toe, calming your mind, melting and softening your muscles, feeling totally relaxed. And as you relax, imagine you're walking along a path through a beautiful forest. The path is soft beneath your shoes. Leaves, pine needles and moss creating a sumptuous carpet. As you walk, your body relaxes and your mind clears more and more with each step you take. However relaxed you become, you're always in control, safe, calm, comfortable. Now take a nice deep breath in of fresh forest air, filling you with the scent just like a radox bath. The air is cool but comfortable. Sun is filtering down through the trees, making a dancing, dappled pattern on the ground before you and warming you just enough. As you look around, you see the first signs of spring. Snowdrops are a beautiful linen white. Daffodils are dancing in the breeze, their vibrant golden petals bringing you comfort. As you look out over the horizon, You see fields full of sheep, lambs leaping around in the spring sunshine and wagging their tails as they excitedly find their mums. In the distance you can hear the babbling of water, the gentle cascade of a magical stream. As you walk on, you see stepping stones making a perfect path across the shallow stream. And if you wish, you can imagine yourself stepping safely across. On the banks, you see large rocks shaped just like comfortable chairs that have been warmed by the sun, inviting you to rest and look out over the water. You settle down and gaze at the water flowing along. Imagine pouring any of your worries, tensions, aches and pains into that water and letting them all just float away. Reminding yourself that the past is only in your memory and the future is only in your imagination. So don't dwell on them too much. Instead, just think how you feel in the here and now and be present and calm. Relax. Relax. Lie back. Feel the warmth of the rocks. Smell the scents of the forest. Feel the sun on your skin and the breeze across your cheeks. Listen to the babbling stream and be thankful for the beauty of nature and this moment. And know that any time you want to, you can return to this magical stream in your mind's eye. But for now, rest and relax. Relax. When you're ready, bring your attention back to your breath, the rise and fall of your chest and your abdomen, the floor beneath you, the walls around you, and as you wake up, you'll feel refreshed, full of energy and full of life, calm and present. If you want to, wriggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, have a stretch and a yawn if you want to. And when you're ready, roll over onto your side and bring yourselves up to a seated position. Namaste.